Alright, so that song was called...
Fading Out.
Actually, it was called Morricone Man by Maze Dude. It's a remix of Maze of Death from Mega Man 9.
Is it Morricone or Maricone?
Morricone, like, oh.
Okay, because I was gonna say, isn't Maricone? Isn't that a like a Hispanic like ethnic slur, like a Spanish ethnic slur towards black people?
If it is, I didn't know about it.
How the hell do you know something like that?
You just being racist, even not on purpose.
Wow.
What? I take
And
Spanish
another
class. They
ethnicity,
teach.
too.
Okay, they teach Spanish class, and from where I grew up, racism crosses over language barriers.
Wow. Just everyone's against the black.
Yeah, I mean that is Midwestern Iowa. I mean,
well, welcome to the Three-Way Podcast. The one teaching us all the racial stuff over there is Sean.
Hi, I'm always good
Mike.
for race.
And this is Aaron. And again, Three-Way Podcast. What's up, bitches?
With 4 people. Again.
With 4 people.
This is awkward. Somebody's just like watching in the corner.
Yeah.
That's weird. Dibs.
I was gonna call dibs.
Shaking the can.
Shaking the
Okay,
can.
Alright, fine.
Alright, so Mike, you have a green light game of the week for us this week?
Yeah, it was called. Fuck, I don't even remember what it's called. We'll get to that later.
Are you thinking of the ball one or are you thinking of something else?
It was something else.
Mario
We'll get to it later.
Was it the Mario clone?
Yeah, wait, yeah, it was Mario.
That was that 8-bit boy.
8-bit boy.
8-bit boy, okay.
Which was
Sweet
such
Jesus.
a blatant ripoff of Mario.
Okay, tell me what it's
Actually,
about. Tell me
no,
what it is.
I don't think it was that.
What?
I thought we were going to do it, but then found something interesting.
Did we find something better?
Whatever,
Still
8-bit boy is...
Oh no, what was that side scroller? The humans are...
Yeah, that was it.
Human
But
centipede?
you know what, let's do
No,
2.
it's not human centipede.
Let's do 2.
Let's do 2? Okay.
Oh yeah, 2 green lights. That's impressive.
There's 8-bit
Sure.
boy. It's Mario.
It is Mario.
Now on to...
Like, even the music in their little trailer was like, it's like, I was sitting there going, this sounds like it's completely ripped off of Mario.
It's Mario, but with a couple new things.
It reminded me of, have you played PETA's version of Mario?
No.
No, but I heard about that. That was pretty bad.
PETA has a version of Mario. We can't play
Yes.
the PETA version because they hate us.
PETA version.
You didn't know about it?
About the PETA version?
Yeah.
Or about PETA hating us?
Well, the PETA version of the game.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You still need to see that movie Bob Skin game episode where he actually goes in and talks about that a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty much what happens is there's a game of Mario where he's in a Tanuki suit covered in blood, right?
I have heard about that.
Mario's flying up ahead with covered in blood and the skin, and you're the Tanuki. I have no idea what the hell that is, but
I honestly think it's a nice twist on Mario.
Tanuki was, I think it was like some kind of Middle East, or like Eastern,
Japanese
fox
raccoon
type
squirrel thing.
creature.
Actually, no. Usually, it's depicted as a guy with or like an animal with really huge balls because it was a fertility god.
Yeah.
So,
And like every time you see one in Japan, I mean it's like a Tanuki, but it actually has the ball.
like balls. Yeah.
like
really big balls.
Like even little, like plushy things of it. It has balls.
Balls. Just balls.
Oh, they are.
So speaking of balls,
Okay, we can do 3.
Let's do
but
that. No, let's do the ball one since we can't remember what the other one is.
I remember
called.
what it was now.
Oh, okay, good.
It's humans must answer. It's
I
a.
thought it had something to do with eating.
Well, would it be side scrolling? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that's a side
idea what's going
scroller.
on.
That's a side scroller.
It's like a. You pilot a ship. You move up and down, and you just shoot the enemies that come from the right.
Yeah, kind of like your Ikaruga or anything like that, except for instead of enemies coming from the top down, they just come from the right or the side.
That's cool.
There's multiple kinds of weapons, and there's a whole upgrade system, which is pretty neat. There's also a support weapon, and depending, I think it was on what primary weapon you shoot it with, it does different things.
Which I thought was ridiculously cool.
Yeah, like one, you shoot it with, I guess, just the basic cannon. It shoots like a much more powerful shot. If you shoot it with the rapid fire machine gun, then it shoots a whole bunch of bullets in a kind of angled spread.
Like the spread gun from Contra.
And if you shoot it with the spread gun, it just puts down this little electric barrier thing. The game has a big focus on dodging traps and enemy bullets, of course, but the traps part is interesting. I thought, and
because Because like while we were watching that video, it also looks like you could set off like chain reactions of events too.
Oh yeah.
Which are pretty sweet.
No, the premise of the game is interesting because, you know, you're piloting the ship, but for the story, the ship is piloted by these highly intelligent and dangerous chickens. And they found the solar system in which, you know, the humans reside, and they tried to communicate with them, but just got a hostile response out of nowhere. And so now they're on a journey towards the sun for some reason, and, well, you kill humans and robots on the way there.
I love Journeys to the Sun. They always end well.
And
I think that's where Superman sleeps, isn't it?
Hmm.
And then,
I do know that Cooler is there.
Cooler's there?
Yeah, Cooler's there.
I feel like that story would be great if they used the new Halo for it. The ancient evil is a race of intelligent chickens.
But in this, the chickens aren't the bad guys. The humans are the assholes.
See, I can't believe that because in Legend of Zelda, I was trained to hate chickens for attacking me just unprovoked.
I bet you provoked them.
I did not provoke them.
I bet you went and kicked them. And
I did not
picked them up
provoke
and
them.
threw
I was going to cut off their heads for food because that's how I roll, and they just
because
started
that's
attacking.
what they're there for.
Yeah. We make some fried chicken.
PETA loves this guy.
Oh, of course PETA loves us. Why would they not love us?
We're their bestest friends
awesome.
ever.
And there was talk about Ball because there was another Greenlight game called Ballitis. That's a weird
Sounds like
3D
something you need
ball
penicillin
thing.
for.
It looks like a linear puzzle-based ball game.
Puzzle game with buttons and traps and balls. Yes, testicles.
And balls. But the cool thing is that you can get different kinds of balls.
That?
You told me Mr. Halloween Pikes, you had like a bunch of candy everywhere.
Oh, I was there.
You were there?
He was
Yeah,
here.
Right, he was there. I'm trying to remember
He
who
was
was all
here to
there.
play Slender.
Right, I forgot about that. Like, I forgot who was all there.
So all that candy went straight to your head.
It was
Yeah,
everyone's
you know,
there.
I remember
Oh,
like
dear
a
Lord, it is.
fizzing candy.
It is.
That is?
You mean-
Yeah.
That is it? Maybe that's what
You
it
mean
reminds me
Pop
of.
Rocks?
I have more. Oh. Okay. I figured we need more sugar and more insane rambling.
Oh, Cheese is gonna be so jealous.
Yes, he will be.
Very much so. So yeah.
Cheese.
Just like I'll be jealous if you guys
Shout out
ever
to
bring
the people
alcohol to
that
this
left
thing.
So is that our green light of the week?
Yeah, that's our green
That's
lights
our
of
3
this
green
week.
lights out of the week, which means we won't have green lights for the next 2 weeks. Probably.
Now, speaking of next 2 weeks and whatnot, I want to ask you guys because before we get too far into this, when are finals for you guys?
I think the week of the 14th. I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Same week for you?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know that I get out. I don't have finals that week because I'm in a writing course, so it doesn't have finals. But what I want to do before Christmas and after the holidays, or at least after the the finals, I'd like to do like a week of just podcasts, like where we just come in, like every day of the week whenever we have time, and just like do a quick little like maybe 30-minute recording, and just kind of do something like that. That way we have something to tide us over for the whole holiday season, because I know it's going to be hard to get everyone in on those kind of days. So if you guys are interested, let me know, and I'll make an announcement on the Steam page for when we're officially doing it.
Sure.
Cool.
I'm interested. I mean, I'll have to get that off of work as well, but...
Well, I mean, all we gotta do is just meet up like every night for like a few minutes and be like, okay, we're good.
A few minutes?
Well, like
the hour
Yeah.
that it takes usually.
yeah. And then, of course, on a couple of those nights, we might do a little bit of game on just to kind of have one for 1 week and one for the next week. So that way, Christmas is covered. And we're just like, oh, we don't have to do anything for this week, yay.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone stay tuned for that as you're listening, because all 20 of you will probably enjoy that week.
All 20 of you will enjoy us getting tired of each other by day 5.
Indeed.
We'll be like, oh, great, it's Sean.
Ah, Mike, just give us your fucking green light. God damn it.
Oh my god, I'm going to do green lights of the day.
Yeah, I just figured we'd do a nice
Yeah, you can't be picky then.
I'm like, green light number 1. Humans must answer. Green light number 2.
Yeah, but I figured it'd be a nice way to like give a holiday treat to the people who are actually watching us. Kind of be like, hey, here you go, guys.
Now, are these actually going to be posted all those days, or is this going to be you're going to save them for like a week and then?
We will record and I'll post them the very
all
following
right.
day.
So it's not like a like we're getting stockpiled for when people go away for Christmas.
No.
break.
What I'm gonna do during the Christmas break, because we're probably gonna have the week of Christmas off.
Mm-hmm.
During the New Year's week, I'm gonna try to get a hold of a guy back in town, and you'll be back in town with me probably. and we'll do an impromptu recording out there. Just get that out of the way.
Of course.
So you're replacing us, you bastards.
Do we want to do it only with him, or do we want to have the other people too?
Can we call in?
We might be able
Let's
to
go to the
figure out
phone
which
lines.
We got show on line 1.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello.
one. Russell on mine too.
But no, we got a buddy Josh out there. He'll probably be more than happy to help us out. I don't know who else would. I don't think Chad would.
Damn you, Josh! You're taking my job.
Yeah, because Chad's usually busy. Well, what if we got AJ in on this?
AJ would probably be fun to have on this. I don't know what he'd do, but he'd probably hate us after.
He's another black guy.
Yeah.
Who is just as black as... Well, actually, no, less black than Nick.
Really? That's weird.
No, I
don't know.
More black.
I don't know.
No,
Cheese
just
was pretty
Nick
black
will-
when we were playing Slender. I have to say.
He'll say, oh shit, and damn, and shit, but no, AJ never says any of that.
We've never seen him in situations like that, though. We've only seen him.
We have only ever seen him calm. That's all he is just calm.
We do always catch him at work
Weird.
quite a bit, though.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, and he has a job.
Next, you're gonna tell me he has kids that he's there for.
Actually, I don't know. Does he have kids?
Not that I heard last.
He works at a game store.
You know, honestly, I feel bad making these jokes when Cheese is in here.
Yeah.
Cheese makes it all okay.
It's almost as bad as making Jew jokes whenever we don't have any Jewish guys here.
But we have Hitler.
Okay, I'm moving on. So we have some new releases
Long
coming up
hair,
this next
blue
week.
Hitler wasn't Aryan. I don't know what you're talking about.
He also wasn't German
I'm
either.
the new Hitler.
Let's see. So coming out the
I never gave you a last name. You are only Adolf.
God. So coming
And you're
out
Willard.
For,
Wilfred.
Oh, that's right.
okay, so for the week of November 11th, video game releases, we have Call of Duty Black Ops 2
Woo! Not really.
Duty.
for 360, PS3, and PC.
Nice, John. Nice.
We have Paper Mario Sticker Star for the 3DS. Don't know what the fuck
Stickers.
Yeah.
that is. Call of Duty. Black Ops Declassified for the Vita.
The fuck is that?
Rift Storm Legion for PC. Wonder Book Book of Spells for PS3. Crusader Knights 2. Sunset Invasion for PC.
I never
other
heard of the
PC
first
games.
one.
Lego Lord of the Rings for
Oh
everything.
my god, Lego.
Super Samurai. Fuck
Oh.
yeah. 360.
My lord.
Green Ranger's the best.
Does that connect?
No,
Look
no.
at that.
Yo,
Wait, not for the samurai. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the
Samurai
original
ones?
Green Ranger was the best.
Yeah, the original Green Ranger. Yeah, but he was bad to begin with.
He was
Everybody
bad to begin
loves
with,
a bad
then he
boy.
became good, then he became white.
It's true. It's true. As he became good, he became white.
It was funny.
So
Well, you know, it's like the Disney Aladdin movie. The beginning he was poor, in the end he was white.
Oh!
that's true.
Let's see, we also have EverQuest 2, Chains of Eternity for PC.
God, that game is still around.
New expansion
Yeah.
for The Sims.
God, people still
Seasons.
play that game.
Shadowgun Dead Zone for A&D, and that's what that is.
God, I don't know that game.
We have a Wii U game coming out next week somehow for ESPN
Wait,
Sports
what?
Connection.
Is the Wii U even out?
Nope.
So, but you can get the.
But you can now play the demo of certain Wii games at the nearby GameStop, which is kind of cool. I was actually just there a little bit ago. It was interesting.
And you have the thing. You have the pad too.
Yep. Has
How does the
there.
pad work? Did you play it at all?
I actually didn't play that in time to. I actually checked out the Battle Royale PlayStation game for PS3. So.
Is that
How was that?
Oh, okay.
How was Dante after he looks like an angsty bitch?
They didn't have Dante available for the
Damn it.
demo. They had Kratos, the Big Daddy, Parappa the Rapper, and I want to say Jack and Dexter was the other one that was there. But the Big Daddy is... I only played as him because I didn't have time to play a bunch of them, but I played him and he is fucking slow and I did not like playing with him.
Bioshock Big Daddy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I know about that too.
Aren't they making another Bioshock?
Yes.
Infinite, yeah, but it's going to be a completely different story. Well, I mean, it's going to kind of follow the same premise, but I think this one's supposed to be on like some kind of flying city.
Airborne City.
Airborne City.
Lastly, there is Scribblenauts Unlimited for PC for
Unless-
some reason. UFC Double Pack for 360 and F1 Race Stars for 360 and PS3. That is the release for November of 2012, week of the 11th of November. So yeah, have at
Hey,
it.
wait, go back up. I want to see some more of those.
Like which ones?
I don't know. I just don't remember what you said already. Lego Lord of the Rings, because that's what we need is more Lego games. Aren't they making another, like, Lord of the Rings game, too, that's not Lego?
Probably based around Hobbit more.
Well, no, because I saw one Because like for a while there, they had a preview for one where they're all fighting along a bridge, and like somebody throws Golem.
Yes.
No, somebody throws Golem. I think at Gandalf. That's I think what happens.
Here's the problem with what you just said. You said throwing Golem at Gandalf. I immediately thought the Pokemon Golem being thrown at Gandalf. A giant rocket-based Pokemon.
Of course, Pokemon with you.
Golem! How could I not get those mixed up?
You're special.
Yeah. Have you played any of the older Lord of the Rings games?
I played
Have you liked
one.
any of them?
Like, I remember...
Yeah,
no,
actually,
I played two. I remember one, it was cool fighting. But then another... There's one part I hated because you had to run out of a cave that was, like, collapsing. Oh, that was total shit. It was like, I'd randomly die at one spot repeatedly, no matter how I tried it. And then one time I'm just like, I made it.
Yeah, every one I've played is just crap, I think.
The only one I played that I was alright was... The only thing I remember doing in it was fighting a ton of shit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was
Like,
alright.
I kind of equated it to like Dynasty Warriors, but with Lord of the Rings, except for like you could level up your characters and like spend money on moves and shit.
Which reminds me, Dynasty Warriors was pretty fun.
They still make a game for it like every year.
Yeah, like I remember.
Like I think they're up to Dynasty Warriors 13, and let me just spoil it for you now. Fighting Lubu still sucks.
Well, it should, because Lubu was a badass. I
true.
mean, even if you look up, the real Lubu, it's like, this guy was a badass.
Just like General Tsao, except he's kind of chicken.
And
Wow, really?
They made that joke
God.
on South Park this week like 5 times. I could not
God damn
say it.
Where's the drum set? We need a rim shot. You just made me sad.
Although, what was interesting, they made tabletop wargaming for Lord of the Rings, and they're going to be relaunching it when The Hobbit comes out.
But isn't that just D&D?
No.
Well, no, aren't you? Isn't it like where you have the little figurines like with Warhammer?
Yeah, it's based off Warhammer and Warhammer 40k.
You know, I kind of would have liked to see something more along the lines of like HeroClix with Lord of the Rings characters. I think that would have been kind of cool.
HeroClix was pretty fun.
HeroClix was
I
awesome.
actually have a whole bunch of those back at my parents' place still. Like it's one of my favorite tabletop games to play.
No, I had Mage Knights.
That's one I've never played, but usually I play 40k, and usually when everyone says they play 40k, they start it off with something like HeroClix, but I've never yet played it.
Or like
think I
Mech
played
Warrior.
a little bit of one of
Yeah,
the video
Mech
games.
Warrior was a big one too.
I played HeroClix a lot, not a lot, but I played it a little bit. And eventually I ended up having like a really solid team built around, I think it was like Thor and I want to say Spider-Man or some other, like maybe Wolverine. And I had like a really good team set up, and then I think I ended up losing like all my clicks.
Aww.
Well, not losing them, but like I misplaced them. I'm pretty sure they're up in the attic somewhere.
See, I had a good setup with the Hero Knights that was based around just having a shitload of ranged dudes. And that was my entire strategy.
Gambit, Iron Man, and Thor were like my main 3 guys. Fucking range and then just Thor hammer and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a picture online. It was a Halloween costume. Thor's hammer, bottle opener on it.
Awesome.
Okay,
Genius.
that wins.
That is kind of genius. Like on the actual hammer part, or
Yeah,
like
on
on
the
the
hammer.
handle. Okay.
Either way, it's still cool.
Yeah, smash it open or open up.
Yeah.
Depends on how
just
drunk you
smash it
are.
open, just
Just to be like, I can drink it broken.
Don't
I can
mind the
drink from a
bleeding.
broken bottle.
Now, we do have some movie releases this week, but I'm going to go ahead and just go to the big one. It's going to be Skyfall, the new James Bond movie coming out tomorrow. It's an IMAX today, though, I think. So,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to end up checking that one out just because I kind of like Daniel Craig playing the role, so I'm going to hopefully...
Yeah, I do really like Daniel Craig as the new Bond movie, although I felt the writing for Quantum of Solace was probably the weakest one.
Casino Royale was good.
Casino
Quantum of
Royale
Solace
was good.
did seem a bit too not James Bond.
Yeah. Yeah, Quantum of Solace was a great reboot for the Bond series. Or not, Casino Royale was a great reboot for the Bond series.
Yeah.
Just because it pretty much restarted it, because at the beginning it was kind of like it was basically came out during everything was getting rebooted, so why not do Bond 2?
Well, Bond, I think, has needed it for a while, because, I mean, you had Pierce Brosnan do it for a while, and, he looked the part, but he just didn't feel the part.
Yeah.
You know, it was great. Sean Connery.
Did you even see the Sean Connery movies?
Thunderball.
Maybe a couple.
You say maybe, so your opinion can't count.
It's just Sean Connery, okay?
No, honestly though, Daniel Craig would probably be the closest parallel to Sean Connery for Bond, in my opinion.
Probably.
So,
but I'm looking forward because a lot of people are saying the buzz that it's probably like the best James Bond since Casino Royale. That's what I've been kind of hearing the buzz for. I'm not sure how accurate it is, so we'll wait till tomorrow when reviews are out. It's cool. Speaking of good movies and reviews, we all saw a pretty good movie, or at least most of us saw a good movie last weekend.
What do you mean good movie?
Oh, you mean one of my favorite movies of the whole year?
Should be of all time.
No, that goes to other things. But yeah, we all saw, minus Russell, Wreck-It Ralph.
I'll pretend I saw it.
Turbo-tastic. So Sean, what was your opinion on the movie?
I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I do feel that like a lot of the game references and stuff like that were kind of like overplayed towards like our generation, and I don't feel like a lot of the younger generation, it's going to be completely a wash over them.
Fair point.
But other than that, it's still a good movie even for adults and kids.
I'd have to say the younger generations these days aren't even going to know half of those.
Oh no, that's exactly my point. They're not going to need to know it though in order to enjoy the movie.
Well,
like it's a great kid movie.
It's going to be lost in all of them.
Yeah, that's going to be lost in a lot of them.
Because like everyone knows about it.
Well, yeah, like all the hipsters in their 20s know about it, but I guarantee you can go on to Halo or like the new Halo that just came out and start playing against like some 13-year-old and be like, I put in the Konami code. How are you beating me? And you're like, what Konami code? Give me the code. You're cheating. Let me have that code too. Give me the code too.
And then you're like, I'll report you.
This Griffball game sucks.
Then they would call him a faggot.
And then you get banned for life. Stupid faggots banning everybody.
Speaking of the sexism permaban thing, an article just came out early.
How many people have been banned yet?
An article came out early this week, just before the game was released. Apparently, that is not going to be happening.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Really? I really wanted to go on like a week ago. I really wanted to go on a week from today and just see over half the community has been banned.
I will admit that would have been like the best thing ever. Unfortunately, they didn't live up to it.
I can see that though, because that would lose them a lot of clientele.
Why? So. They already bought the game.
Well, yeah, they already did buy the game, but there's gonna be like map editions and stuff like that are gonna come out in a year.
I can see them milking that DLC.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, just like Call of Duty. It's gonna be bad.
No, unless it bans them until
the DLC comes out, and then they get another chance. Well, they'll be like, "This is your new chance. Don't mess it up. If you mess this up, you gotta buy the DLC content again."
Actually, that would be interesting. If they get banned, they have to just rebuy the game.
Yeah, get a new code for it or something.
I'd say that's a fair system. If you're going to be a dick to people, you have to pay.
Gotta pay to be a dick.
and like maybe you have a few days of leeway after you buy it, but after that, it's just bam.
Yeah, it's just bam.
Like if you do it one more time after the time's up, just bam.
You have a week of golden period where if somebody complains about you being a little cocksmoker, then if you are, you get banned again.
Twat racket.
A twat racket. My new favorite insult right there. Twat racket. It's great. Nice.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Nice. I don't know, what did you guys think about Wreck-It Ralph, though? Getting somewhat back on topic.
I thought it was one of my favorite movies of all year. Like, I praised Avengers earlier this year for being the best movie, but then this one came out, I'm like, I honestly can say that I like this one better.
Really?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say like the first little bit to me is kind of a little slow.
It starts off a little slow.
Yeah. The first little bit is a little slow, but I have to say, like, once it gets past maybe the beginning little sequence, then it's alright the rest of the way.
I don't know. I still felt like a little bit of it was kind of cliched, though.
It was.
Because, like, I don't want to spoil it for Russell or anybody who actually listens to this. But, like, like, when Ralph, like, befriends the little outsider girl, he's going to have to do something to hurt her. And, like, that's going to happen.
Well, that's because it's a kid.
Like, that happens all the time in every movie, and it's so cliche. I will admit, though,
even though I did see that coming, I still felt really bad when it happened.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. You will always feel bad, because you have a heart. That's the thing.
It's also, like, every cliche thing in this movie was still just great, and you know,
and
you still
the
enjoy
fact
it.
it was a little girl who was like crying and bawling her eyes. That's like, you know, it was even sad in that way too, because it was like just a really you know, admirable character.
Yeah, I will give it to him for that though. Like, even though some of the characters were cliched, like down to Jane Lynch's character, the overly butch commando that was toting guns and wanted to shoot everybody. Yeah, she was still great, and you still actually felt for those characters.
And you know, she also had that extra bit to her that you know,
I think
it's just always going to be.
She has the most tragic backstory ever written.
I think what made the movie stand
ever programmed. Yeah.
I think what made the movie stand the most, despite the cliches, was just the fact the acting and the characters were delivered so well. You know.
Yeah, there was a great casting decision. I'll give you that.
Like I was a little annoyed at first when I heard Sarah Silverman was playing, because I'm not a huge fan of her. But then she ended up being one of my favorite characters in the whole movie.
Which is weird because her little character didn't have a potty mouth at all. Which for her, like with her stand-up and stuff, is just like such a huge thing.
Listening to the radio while I'm driving at work, they actually had, you know, I guess her on a little snippet of some talk radio thing.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about like they had a little plushie of that in the office, and I guess they used the plushie or something, and then Sarah was piping up and in her voice said like I have oral herpes and some other stuff like that, and I'm just like, Jesus,
that's just wrong.
It's wrong because she's like 8 years old.
You have just exactly. You've just ruined Vanellope von Sweets for me. Von Sweets.
I like the name too. That was awesome.
Yeah, but you knew she was going to be an important person because she was the only one that had the last name.
Yeah.
It was like Taffeta or Candlehead. Vanellope von Sweets. I bet she's important.
I bet she's an important character. I don't want to spoil too much, but I love the whole twist with King Candy and all the stuff that was going on there. That was a really well done.
That totally just ruined it, though.
I didn't tell anything other than there was a twist.
Bastard.
You're a twist.
I will just say I did not see it coming.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Shyamalan type twist.
Not M. Night Shyamalan.
It turns out he eats people.
Shyamalan.
Shamamalama Sama Coon.
Shalamalama song.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Shalamalama duck.
Sama.
Yeah, otherwise I would say it's a good movie to go see, but
yeah,
you know, I did have some. I won't say it was better than the Avengers, even though both movies had their flaws.
True.
But, yeah.
I imagine there might be something that comes out later this year that I could find more fun, but so far it's the one I've had the most fun with.
You never know, The Hobbit could be just amazing.
It will be.
As long as it's not movies of just walking.
I have to say that was the only downside, really, because you know all the rest of the stuff was pretty darn great, but then walking.
Well, see,
that's nothing.
It's like, you guys can't buy horses? What's wrong with you people?
No, because the riders had all the horses. and come on, Gimli, him on a horse. Could you even see that?
That would be hilarious.
Him on a horse.
He'd be like this.
I would actually see him in a chariot more than anything.
See, the problem I had.
Pony.
Your pony.
The problem I had is the fans, and no offense to Russell here, but the fans of Lord of the Rings just upsold and say how it's so awesome. There's so much good stuff. And I mean, it looked good. The music was good. The acting was good. But I just found the general plot to be sort of long and tedious.
Oh yeah, like especially like when they came out with the extended director's cuts and shit like that. And it's like with an extra 2 hours worth of bonus material. It's already a 2-hour movie.
3-hour movie.
It's a 3-hour movie.
God. In my pants.
Like, that's why now anytime there's a new one, they have to have like a day to run the marathon for it, because they play the extended director's cut, and so you're in a theater for 24 hours.
Although, one thing I like is, you know, I just now thought of it, but with all the walking, it actually makes it seem a little more believable. Because, you know, they have to travel this whole distance. I still don't like it.
Yeah.
But that'd be like watching Spider-Man where you have to spend a whole lot, like 3 hours watching him make his costume.
Yeah.
It makes it realistic, but I don't give a shit.
It makes it realistic, but like seeing him go like, May, do we have a thimble? Where are all the thimbles?
Do we have a thimble? My thumb is bleeding profusely. I need a hospital.
Where's the meter?
Fine, I'll just go buy one. I'll be right back. And then you see him go to the store. Where are your thimbles?
We don't have thimbles, sir. We use soap machines.
You're You have so... crap.
How much is a sewing machine?
I could have just been using.
Great, now I gotta get a job to afford this. Are you guys hiring? And then it's like a week of him in a McDonald's.
Make us croquets of Spider-Man.
And the entire time he's working at McDonald's, he's arranging the burger patties with the fries around him to look like a spider. Spider-Man does whatever. What are you doing? It's my theme song.
Okay, I'm gonna say right now, we should have been in charge of the reboot. That would have been hilarious.
4-hour Spider-Man movie.
4 hours? He's gotta work like a week in this restaurant for that shit.
Well, but you can show each day.
Do a montage.
But that's not realistic.
No,
I'm saying.
he's not Rocky Balboa.
He's not Rocky Balboa. I am kind of disappointed that a lot of the new shows haven't used that song. Like the first one did with the little girl, with the little Asian girl with the violin.
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
That's why I like
Spider-Man.
about the original trilogy, all the shout-outs to the old stuff.
Oh
that was
yeah,
really good.
yeah. And like the new one, they had that lame like he falls into the wrestling ring, and it's like
That was a little half-assed.
that was
Yeah.
very half.
Just like-
this one.
Just
Yeah.
like when Uncle Ben died, I thought that whole scene was half-assed.
Oh yeah, that was so.
I haven't
awful.
seen it. How do they change it?
Pretty much. You remember in the first movie where it's like he's actually looking for Peter, or no, he's waiting for Peter at the library and he gets
Yeah.
shot with the whole thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In the new movie, Peter storms out of his house in an evil fit of rage, and then he follows him out, and they're just pretty much wandering around aimlessly in a neighborhood, and he just gets shot by.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
that. What wasn't it? He was like in a convenience store.
Yeah, he was in
In
a
the
convenience
neighborhood.
store,
and
and
he was like slightly short of cash or something.
yeah, like the guy wouldn't let him take pennies from the take a penny, leave a penny thing.
And then a robber came in and with a gun and whatever.
Yeah.
And then left, and Peter, couldn't stop him. But he's like, no, fuck it, because
Yeah.
couldn't take a penny. And then he left, and his uncle got in the way, and the robber shot him.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
See, here's the thing I have a problem with, though. A lot of people who like the movie, like my mom and dad, for example, they liked it, even though they changed it up, and they say just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. It's like it might be different. That may not make it bad per se, but it's the difference that makes it bad. Like in the original movie, there was a wrestling match, there was
Yeah.
a big pot of money, there was a guy running out with a gun.
Like it just adds more to
and
it.
it showed Peter's
Yeah.
irresponsibility to
Yeah.
not stop the guy. Whereas this one's just like whatever.
Like who else is really gonna stop a convenience store robbery? Like no normal person is gonna stop that. Especially one who's feeling angsty and is only a teenager.
But a guy getting robbed in a wrestling match, you would think a wrestler would jump in and stop that.
Yeah.
Especially one like Peter who's got powers and shit.
Yeah, well...
And plus, that made it more exciting. Whereas this one was just so fucking boring.
Yeah. This one was pretty bad, though. I did like the... Like, granted, in the new one, I did like the romance a little bit better. Like, I thought that was a lot more cool.
Emma Stone is cheating. That's the problem. Emma Stone.
Alright. Granted, Emma Stone is ridiculously hot, but, like, just him... Like... Like, okay, like, the thing with Gwen Stacy and stuff like that, which, like, I don't know, just, like, the scene on the balcony where he's, like, using his webs to pull her closer, I thought that was cool, because if I could do that, you better damn believe sure I'm gonna do that, you know, because that's just suave as
You
fuck.
do that, and you'd get some all the time.
Yeah,
I would
right?
do that. I would do that, but the problem I had with that, though, was that he was, like, so happy to just give away his identity to everybody in that movie.
Although I have to say,
True,
I did
but-
like both movies.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
he's like-
there are things I like from both, but yeah, I do get the whole giving away his identity thing, because he did it to the little kid, and then he showed her, and then who else did he show? He also showed, Doc Connors just kind of found out he
Just
didn't really
whipping it
show.
out.
And the cops, I think, he had his mask off around that group of cops when they caught him, too, near the end.
Well, that wasn't. They took off his mask. He didn't take it off.
Well, still, I mean, it's like,
I mean-
it's like this movie was so happy to take his mask off for everybody, and then you have, like, Iron Man, because it was like,
Well-
I'm Iron Man! Come
Well,
on.
I mean, really though, that kind of adds a little more to the realism to it too. Because like, if you're a little kid who's about to fall into a river, are you gonna trust some crazy guy hanging from a vine trying to get you out?
I didn't
No.
hate that. That was
Yeah.
okay because it's a kid.
Or-
but everybody else was kind of bothering.
Yeah, but you know that everybody's gonna try and take your mask off too. I mean, like, I'm surprised more people didn't try to take his mask off in the other movies.
Yeah, I have to say though, how many people actually learn of Spider-Man's identity anyway?
I don't know. I actually did a look up on
True.
Batman to find
There's
out
quite a
because
few.
that was more interesting.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
well,
say,
in
it's like-
Spider-Man, there's quite a few because like Gwen Stacy eventually found out, so did Mary Jane. I think Aunt May
Well, yeah,
actually
but Mary
found
Jane
out in a
makes sense 'cause
couple.
they get married, so
Well, he's showing his girlfriends though, and that's the thing that I'm saying. And like, if we're gonna go by sheer number of people who knows who he is, there's an entire subway train that knows who they are in the previous 3 movies.
Well, they might have seen his face, but they didn't know his name.
So
But
that
still-
little kid didn't know his name either.
And I didn't make a big deal about the little kid, did I?
Neither did all those random cop people. He's a teenager. He's not in the system.
You don't know that. Those teenagers are always in the system.
Now you're just making assumptions about inner city kids, and that's wrong.
Yeah.
I will just say this: the newest Spider-Man did not hold up for me. I did not like it one bit. Like, it's not the worst movie I've seen all year, but it's definitely not anywhere near my top 10.
That's true. Cause there are a lot of things that I didn't like for it that weren't canon. Honestly, though, I just can't wait for Gwen Stacy to die.
Oh, but speaking of
Well,
the
you know, I
Spider-Man,
mean, like I know it's Emma Stone, but that's still like I love dark storylines, especially in comic books.
Well, you
and,
know,
like
Dark
her
storylines
dying
and
was like
everything is great.
you're
I
going to
know.
have to wait one more movie though, because the next one, the
Yeah,
bad guy's
I
going to be Electro.
really.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's rumor is he's being played by Jamie Foxx.
That would be actually really interesting. I feel. What about did they ever say anything about Chameleon? Because I know that was the thought for a while for the guy in the shadows.
I haven't heard anything about that. I actually wouldn't mind seeing him as a villain, or at least a second tier villain, because he'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool too.
Yeah, because I can't remember somewhere, but I remember somebody saying something about they saw the belt buckle that Chameleon has on somebody that was in the shadows. So I remember seeing something about that, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm just hoping 2 ends up being way better than the first one, because then I might be sold on this new reboot. But until then, I'm still thinking the other one was better. Not because of what was the main actor's name? Not because of him, but Frank Molina just did the best Doc Ock.
That's very true.
That was
Frank
like the
Molina
best
was a
villain for me in any
fantastic.
movie.
Yeah,
Well, aside from Joker, best villain ever.
true.
Who was the main evil guy in the reboot of the first one?
Lizard.
It was the Lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Connors. I don't remember who
Actually,
played him.
no.
He actually did a good job playing him, though. I didn't like a lot of the writing for the Lizard, though.
Yeah, that could have been better.
Just because I have a few problems with like the Lizard retaining his intelligence.
Yeah.
Because that was the one thing in the comics is that he was a mindless creature. and that
Mostly
was-
mindless. I think he still had the ability to like put together scientific.
He could
things like
recognize
that.
faces though, but he couldn't talk, and he didn't have he couldn't he was just a primal creature.
I think he could still call on Connors' like science mind to do science. That's about all I remember.
I don't know. It depends on what you're going for, though. 'Cause I remember,
I'm basing off what I remember from the comics, or not the comics,
Okay.
but the cartoon show. when I
well,
was
the
a kid.
cartoon show, he didn't have any intelligence, unless you're thinking of that little spin-off where Madam Web takes Spider-Man to go and fight alongside the
not
X-Men.
that. Like, I remember
Because I remember that was one of the things is that he wished for Madam Web to bring him there, but he retained his intelligence. He actually had to wish for Madam Web to let him retain his intelligence.
But I'm trying to think of something else. Another villain I just remember that's pretty good is Hugo Weaving's Red Skull. That was pretty good too, and Captain America.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't the biggest, best villain, but he did a pretty good job with the role.
In the new one?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that was casting him for that was also a great casting choice there.
Yeah, he's just creepy. So.
Oh yeah.
No. You know what best villain?
Who?
Mr. Freeze.
Fuck you.
Shut up. And there goes your opinion right there.
And I'll admit, Loki's not bad, but I can't
Joker,
consider
or not
Avengers 2
Joker.
best.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
What
Actually, if anybody was going to be the Riddler, I can't see anybody else playing it but him.
Yeah.
Just have better writing.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Johnny Depp take it on like everyone was hoping he would in the new movie. So.
You know what? It's just
Well,
Johnny Depp.
you know,
could
Johnny
take over
Depp gets
every
so
role.
typecast in that kind of weird role like that. You know?
But
like
it-
anymore, that's just him.
He
It
can
works
do
for
whatever
him,
the hell
though.
he wants.
Well, yeah. I mean,
He's-
except for co-star with Angelina Jolie, then it's just bad.
He's a solid character actor. That's about the best he's got for him. So.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Christian Bale. He's a pretty decent character actor. Not the same level, but pretty decent.
Yeah. I don't know. Who would be interesting else to see as the Riddler?
I would say
I was gonna say Ian McKellen just because he's a good actor, but not for the Riddler. That'd be just weird. He'd be
I
too
would make
old.
a case if you're going to do an older Riddler like you saw in Arkham City that I'd say maybe Hugh Laurie. He wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. I just think you're biased from that because you love House.
Who's the guy in Breaking Bad? Just use Heisenberg.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ryan
like
Cranston?
everything.
Really?
He's playing Gordon
Oh.
Freeman. That's what we have
Oh,
for.
yeah. That would be
Oh
crazy.
yeah, that's right.
Well, it's because he
That's
looks like they look the same.
That's very true.
Of course, you know, that'd be interesting if Gordon Freeman actually got a voice and he sounded like a badass like Heisenberg. Just say my name. Just, what the fuck? It'd be hilarious. The first thing you hear Gordon Freeman say is just say my name.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so going to some news that I read up this week. So they're announcing some new like online specs for the Wii U because everyone's like finally getting them out from the company to like go over them and like get ready to review stuff.
Oh,
Mhm.
Jesus.
And a lot of good stuff actually. No friend codes, so it's actually player IDs now. So it's like every other console.
Mhm.
You get up to 12 accounts per console, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
If you get something on one account, like if you buy a virtual console game of Super Metroid on one account, you have it for all the accounts on that same console.
That makes sense.
So I'm
Yeah.
assuming you buy something for the console and not for
Yeah.
the account.
Yeah.
Which is still pretty cool.
Makes sense.
Um,
And I kind of figured that'd be a given.
yeah. And as far as I know, those are the biggest reviews they've had for it, but it's still pretty good. Like I think Nintendo's got their act together on the online thing, so hopefully we'll see how it plays out once they actually get some games released for it.
But don't they already have games released this week?
Yeah, they do have some games getting released this week, so I guess we're waiting for the console now.
It's an ESPN game, though. What do you expect?
Yeah.
It's not like it's hard to make a sports game.
Yeah, just
EA can do it.
just
Come
take
on.
take the last sports game and there you go. It's the new sports game.
You know, an interesting thing, just because I really want to know how that like stylus pad or whatever they're calling it. I want to, like, I think you can do so much cool stuff like that. Like on an ESPN game, like something like that. Like, have like a play creator. You get a little stylus and you can just draw out a play while you're picking it and just be like, you guys do that now. And then
Yeah,
there
you
you
can
go.
just make
Like,
up
I think
your
that
own
would be
play.
cool.
You see everyone
I think
doing
that'd be
little
awesome.
circles.
Or you just have all your players like just go stand in one
See,
spot.
but here's the problem
Stand
I'm
in
going
one
to throw out
corner.
there. You're making it sound like it's going to have a lot of potential, which it does have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. 4 years ago, was it 5? Either way, the Wii had the same level of potential.
Yeah.
And you know what? It pissed it all away.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it'll live up to the potential, because I've heard nothing but good news so far. But I'm expecting shit to happen, because it always happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just won't spend my money on it. I don't have any high hopes for it. Like the Wii, God, we got one of those. My friend got one of those. Played it for the longest time. I'm like, why do I play this crap? There's nothing good on it.
Don't worry,
Like-
Russell. I will buy the shitty system for both of us.
Yeah, like granted, you know, like the exclusive content for the Nintendo games are pretty much, in my opinion, the only thing that keeps it afloat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because
Mario.
everybody will buy Mario, everybody will buy Zelda,
Super Smash.
I will
everybody will buy Smash Brothers.
See, I find that ironic, because
Yeah.
I will not buy Mario anymore, because I'm just tired of it. I will be very selective on Zelda, because I don't want to pay money for games that are pretty much the same thing over and over. Except, I was interested in Skyward Sword, because it looked like they would introduce like some story to it. But then I heard you have to buy the Wii Motion Plus. I'm like, no, I'm not buying a stupid points attachment for something that should have just been built into the fucking controller.
Yeah.
So I'm not spending another $50 for a controller to play a $50 game. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
I agree, that's really dumb.
But I will buy Metroid games because they're typically pretty
And those
fun.
are also awesome.
I will buy Pokemon as long as it's not a stupid Generation 5 bullshit. I hate Generation 5 so much.
I hate every generation except for 1 and kind of 2.
I like to. Yeah.
And then, yeah, I will buy Smash Bros. Because that's fun.
It's a lot of fun, yeah.
I'm tempted to buy Donkey Kong Country Returns because I actually did think that looked pretty fun.
Really? I haven't seen anything about that. I did love the Donkey Kong Country games.
Yeah.
though.
And then Kirby. I guess I'll go with Kirby,
And
too.
Kirby.
I would say Star Fox and F-Zero, but those series seem to have died out, unfortunately, because they were some of the best stuff, too.
I did love the Star Fox games.
Yeah, they were so underrated. Like, it's just fun flying around in space, shooting up
Yeah,
stuff.
or like the multiplayer in that was awesome.
Yeah.
I spent so much time playing the multiplayer for the Star Fox for the 64.
Like, I would love it if Nintendo would just be like, you know what? You guys are right. Let's bring out the next Star Fox game. We'll make it even better than the last one.
You mean the one where you were actually outside of the ship?
You mean Assault? Because you're thinking Adventures, right? The one that's like a Zelda kind of game?
Yes.
Yeah, no, there was one right after that called Star Fox Assault, which is a mixture of tank gameplay, R-Wing gameplay, and actually running on foot and shooting shit. Which wasn't bad, but I think the controls could have been better refined, and I think the story could have been longer and better.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. And then I heard something about how Shigeru Miyamoto is listening to some fans. He's listening to the fan base about F-Zero, how people wanted to see more of that game. He's like, really? People want to see more of that game? I didn't think we could do more with it. I'm surprised people are so interested in it. It's like, you clearly have no creativity anymore if you can't think of anything more to do with this racing game in space.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, even, like...
Turn it into
what was that? What was that game? Bliss? Or whatever that game was? It's just like, throw wings on your cars. Oh, no, that was The Distance.
Distance.
It's like,
Yeah,
throw wings on your car.
Yeah, and then just
do
glide
that.
and hit the, like, climb up a building and shit.
Yes.
Well, like,
Introduce gravity.
Like I was told that F-Zero GX is like not the best game ever, but it's definitely in the top 10 of what the GameCube could offer in terms of gameplay, graphics. It's one of the fucking hardest games I've ever played.
Oh, yeah.
Because the story, when I played that a little bit, I still cannot beat the final chapter because it is just the weirdest, craziest, stupidest track ever. It's like Rainbow Road on crack is what it is.
But there were shortcuts on Rainbow Road.
Yeah, this one doesn't have that.
Aww.
It's always fun when a racing game has shortcuts, and then once you figure out the shortcuts, you're like, it takes a minute to go around the track normally. It takes like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoop, done.
I like it though when the bots are also smart enough to use the shortcuts every now and then.
Yeah.
Because then it makes it challenging.
I think it's interesting when the bots will only use shortcuts if you use them.
Yeah.
Like if you
Like
use
you have
it
to
first-
break through the wall, and then there's just the opening there after the first round, and then they start using it.
And it's like, or you know, if you go through a shortcut, then they'll start using other ones, but they won't use them until you use one.
That is kind of
Like
cool.
that's an interesting way to put that in.
Yeah.
Of course, what would be neat though is if you had a race course where you could activate a shortcut and use it real quick, but then it would change so that shortcut wouldn't be there next time. You have to use a different one if you want to use a shortcut. Otherwise, get no shortcut.
Get no shortcut.
You get no
Or
shortcut.
No
like
for you.
a kind of reactive game where just shortcuts could be in various spots.
Sure, your shortcut.
But
Run into the wall, see if it's a shortcut.
but it's not going to be in like predetermined locations. Like it could just be kind of anywhere along this wall.
Well, it's got to have some predetermined location.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't make any
Otherwise,
sense.
it'd just be luck. Or you could have like five predetermined locations that are randomly generated per each lap.
So take the concept from Left 4 Dead where they had the map generation, because they had a new system in the game where certain directions would be available during certain gameplays depending on what your current status is and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And so, like for example, on the mall level, you could either take a flight of stairs to go down to lower levels to work your way back up, or you could just go straight this way to stay on the upper level to work your way up a slight less levels.
Mm.
One was slightly harder than the other one, but it depended on how much health the overall team had. You could do something like that for a racing game easily.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Interesante.
I think it's called dynamic path making or something like that. I can't remember what they called it for sure.
Magic.
Magic.
Magical.
Turbo toast.
Abraham Lincoln.
Zombie
Jimmy
Hunter.
Jiminy. I've been trying to quote that movie all week, so
Don't go turbo on me, bro.
I'm gonna wreck it.
you're not going turbo, are
See,
you?
actually, for that, I completely thought that was a different reference, seeing as how it came from M. Bison from Street Fighter Turbo. I thought that was a completely different reference.
I bet that made you laugh at first, and when you realize what turbo is, you're like, oh, that's what that is.
Yep, it made me laugh.
And then you're like, oh god, I'm a retard, but that's still good.
I think my favorite reference in the whole... Well, okay, not my favorite, but definitely in my top 5 is when the ship is just going crazy, like the escape pod's going crazy in the main hub, and as it's going into Sugar Rush, it hits Sonic and all his rings just fly everywhere.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
That was great.
You know,
I liked Q*bert, actually.
That
Q*bert
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice cameo from that guy.
that would have been interesting. What if Sonic had no rings? Then he would have died.
And he would have been outside of his game.
He would have been outside of his game. Now, am I the only one who would actually go and play Heroes Duty or Sugar Rush? Because those games did look kind of fun. A little bit.
I would probably play Wreck-It Ralph a lot.
That would be kind of fun to play too. I forgot about that one,
Yeah, that would be pretty fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I love old school
Maybe.
arcades. I love old school arcades.
There's just not enough of them around anymore.
No, there's not. And there used to be the one in town here, and then it closed, and I still have tokens for it. And I can't spend those tokens anywhere.
I hate that.
Makes me really sad.
Try to put him in like a vending machine.
Yeah.
See, the problem I have with arcades is I end up just playing laser tag a lot. Because I just fucking love laser tag.
Oh,
That
laser
is
tag
fun.
is great, too. I was always the one-on-one fighter. I would just sit there and spend hours just beating on the computer, and then just if anybody decided to come up, it'd be like, sure, I'll play, yeah.
And then you're like, you're dead.
No, actually, I felt really bad one time because I was sitting there and I was playing Tekken 5 at the Timeout Arcade at the Coralville Mall, and I was sitting there playing it, and some little like 8-year-old kid came up and he put his quarter down because he wanted to play, and so he wanted to play me. So I was like, all right, fine. Yeah, like he wanted to throw down, so I'm like, all right, fine. So I was stuck with the character I was using, which happened to be my best character.
Oh no.
And I'm trying to take it easy on this kid, and I beat him once, and then he wants to play again. I beat him twice, and then I beat him 3 times without really doing anything. And he's like, my brother's a lot better at this game. I'm gonna go get my brother. And it's like, all right.
Let me guess, you kick your brother's ass too.
Yeah, like I do actually, and I beat the brother fairly easily too. And then my buddy Jeremy comes over, and Jeremy and I are pretty evenly matched. And I start playing against Jeremy, and I start really trying against Jeremy. And then I just hear the little brother in the back go, he wasn't even trying against us.
I always feel bad whenever I play games, and like even when it's online against people you don't even know, and you're like, you're just playing, you're having fun, not even doing much, and you're like, I'm like killing this guy.
Yeah.
And then someone else comes in, and you're like, hey, he's pretty good. Then you start playing, and it's just that other random guy just dies just repeatedly because you don't even notice him. It's just like an enemy pops out and you're just like, bang, okay, go back to this guy.
That reminds me a lot of this. Was one session of Left 4 Dead I was playing with a buddy of mine. His name was Prime.
Mm-hmm.
We had a thing where the two of us would play, and then whenever someone else joined in, he would check how many hours they have logged into Left 4 Dead. If it was under 100, he'd just kick him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we went through like 5 different people in a row where he'd just kick them. I was just laughing my ass out because, like, I agree with this point that people who aren't very good at the game shouldn't be playing with people who are going to be playing on experts.
Yeah.
But it was just hilarious because then I've actually played with some people who aren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to name names here because I.
That's me.
But
although we haven't played together, I don't think.
I think we did try one game, but that didn't work so because of lag or something like that.
No, I don't have it on my computer or anything, so we didn't play over online or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I do remember playing a game with some people who aren't as good. They're not bad, but just not as good. And I ended up having to go and save them multiple times. Like, I remember this one time, it was with this event where, you remember the event, Christian event, where it's like after you open the trailer and the sirens go off, you have to run through this like maze of fences or whatever, not really a maze, like a course, and turn off the alarm. Well, one of them got stuck behind, it was like on the ground, and they were stuck. I already got the alarm, and I was pretty much kicking all the ass. And I looked down, and they're like, oh, you're down there, I gotta save you. So I jump onto the fence, jump onto another fence, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, jump down there and get you. As I'm doing that, just shooting every zombie coming at their way, and I'm just like, I don't know how I am doing this thing any damage. You are just having a bad day.
Like, just playing, Left 4 Dead like that, I'll just grab a sniper, because, I like using the sniper rifles in that game.
Yeah, snipers are a lot of fun.
And it's just,
snipers are fun in any game.
You have 3 people sitting there, and, they're kind of getting swarmed over, and you're like, what the heck? And then you're like, you know what, I'm going to help him. And then you're just like, bang, 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 bang. And, like, every zombie is just, like, getting cleared out in front of him. And you're like,
hell, I like doing that.
I'm not getting hit, and I'm protecting all of them.
I like doing that with the Magnum. That's fun, too, just because the Magnum's equally as powerful, essentially.
Although it's funner to do it, just basic shitty pistols. Back to the other topic, like going easy on people in games.
Yeah.
I remember there was one game for the Xbox I played, Unreal 2: The Awakening.
Uh-huh.
Like, I just play the live version of that all the time. Because it was fun, friends, although, it wasn't too many all that much. But, I always felt really bad in that game, when people, or random people joined, because I played the lightest class, and I'd be jumping, using jetpack everywhere, just, being really fast. But against these people, I had to, like, purposely go slow so they could even, like, shoot me. Because, I'm used to playing against, like, people I knew who were great.
Yeah.
And, people who, like, lock onto you with rocket launchers, it's like dodging them. So then just dodging one guy is just whatever. And then you fight someone who's, good as you, and they can dodge everything. So you're both going everywhere. And then his teammate tries to join, and he's shooting at you, and you never get hit by him. The only person who ever hits you is the only guy you're fighting. You're like, ignore the other guy. He doesn't matter. Although it's funny, you know, when the enemy gets pissed off at his own teammate and turns and kills him, and then goes back to fighting you.
Now, you would say that I'm decent at Smash Bros, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Unmodded or modded?
well, I haven't played the unmodded in forever, so we're just going modded.
Yeah, just brawl
Cheaters.
Yeah. Hey, it's not cheating because it makes the game more fun.
It does. I mean, it kind of makes every character balanced.
Well, except Meta Knight, because he gets his ass kicked all the time.
Yeah, if you
now.
make
I
every
was gonna
character
say-
broken, they're all
I
balanced.
was gonna say, and except for Peach, because nobody ever plays Peach, so we don't know.
Yeah.
I actually have a good friend who that's his main character, is Peach,
I like
because he's kind of
Laserface.
curly.
But I was gonna say,
Like what?
Laserface.
What?
but I was gonna say we've had some friends we played with who aren't great in the game. So whenever we play against them, I would not say I take it easy on them because I'm not exceptionally great at the game. I'm just decent. But whenever we have them play with us, I'd always just play lesser characters I don't usually do much, or just try to instead of actually play it serious, just have more fun with it, just stick around more.
Well, like against Kunjun, because he'd always use Samus, so just always shoot homing rocket after homing rocket, just repeatedly. Because he'd just get to one side and just start shooting him. And for everyone else, I always had so much trouble actually getting to him, but I played like Captain Falcon, so I could just run, jump over one, and I'd be behind him. Or, just have fun, I'd play Fox.
Or Falcon.
Even though I don't really get too many kills with Fox.
Mhm.
But it's just I'd run, jump up, get as close to him as I can, then just shield. And then he'd start hitting himself. But he'd keep shooting for a few seconds.
Falco was kind of fun too, because I think his reflect actually sped up the projectiles when he hit back.
Maybe,
so.
but it's just, I had more fun playing Fox because he's so fast.
And then there was also Dave. He'd play Bowser a lot because he was hard to kill, which I can see because Bowser was fucking fun to play as sometimes. And it would always suck whenever I was playing a character who couldn't really hit well.
But the funny thing is, any of the three characters I played, I found easy ways to kill Bowser.
Marth was easy though because Marth had that range.
Well,
to help
yeah,
him
but
out.
Captain Falcon and Fox, same move, just back air.
See, I've never been able to get Fox to hit anyone out of the ring all that well. He kind of sucks.
It takes a while with him. How are you, Russell?
Good.
How are you, Sean?
Yeah, we haven't
Good.
seen you in a few weeks, Russell. So what's been going on with you?
I try to do every other week. I have been doing that because usually on the same days, on Thursdays, I play 40K down at the Critical Hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just I have done some game nights on other days. It's just I try to do both because
Very cool.
yeah.
Now, do they have tournaments for 40K still, or is it just kind of casual? People get together and
Well, here or in Iowa City.
here for the Thursday night thing.
We haven't had any tournaments. There's the usual. If I call myself a usual, then there's about 3 guys, but we have about 3 or 4 more guys who show up every once in a while. But yeah, we haven't had any tournaments. Chicago, I kind of want to go out there sometime because they have a whole bunch of tournaments all the time, and that Chicago is pretty much a 40K mecca of the Midwest.
Yeah,
Nice.
I wouldn't doubt it. Just kind of like any big city.
Yeah.
Like New York or LA.
Yeah.
Probably Austin.
Sure, there would be plenty of places you could find to play.
Yeah.
There.
Critical Hit does a lot of Magic tournaments, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Well, they have one every
Dave
Friday
was there,
night.
Yeah.
They have the
for a
Friday
while
Night
when I first
Magic.
moved here.
A couple times.
Yeah.
But I know people at work who go there. Every
Like
week.
Cheese does. Cheese goes to Friday Night Magic.
No.
So.
And I know Evan does.
Yeah, Evan does too.
Like I was talking to him earlier, and he was talking to me because he's going to ISU, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
And he was wanting a friend there to tell him, if they play it out there too.
Oh, ISU, yeah, I know they do. They have a really good comic store down there.
Yeah, they have Mayhem out there.
Yeah, Mayhem. I love going there. I've been there a couple times.
Is that the one with James?
What?
James.
No, you're thinking the one in Windsor
Oh,
Heights.
whatever.
There's 2 of them.
That
Yeah.
Windsor Heights one's better, I'd have to say.
Well, that's because it's bigger, and I think it might have been around longer. Either that or it's got more space.
I'm just saying it's better because James, he's hilarious. He has salty nuts.
I didn't know how intimate you were with him. So.
Just this one time, he had
One time band camp.
he had just like a jar of nuts, and someone came up to him and he's like, can I have some of your nuts? And he's like, yes, you can reach in and touch my salty nuts.
I'll put a few of your nuts in my mouth.
Pretty much.
It's getting weird now, guys.
But
It is
then
weird.
like you know he'd close at like midnight or something.
Yeah.
And you know there's not too many people left. It's usually just people who knew each other and him. And he'd pretty much be like, all right guys, get the fuck out. I want to go home. It was pretty fun.
Of course,
So
of course, it'd be kind of fun though if I actually knew him. I'd be like, "Fuck you, man! I'm staying here all night."
yeah, and then he'd threaten to
I brought
kick
a
your
cot.
ass and then kick you out.
I brought a cot.
Yeah, I will sleep here.
I just brought a sleeping bag. I don't need a full cot.
Then you told me I could live here now.
This is my new home.
I don't have a home anymore.
I sold my home for magic cards.
And for 40K figurines.
Oh shit! You have to sell something, kidney or something to play.
Yeah.
So what have you sold thus far? Or have you not gotten that far yet?
Have you had a baby that nobody knew about and you sold it?
I'm not saying anything.
It was like,
Have you sold sexual favors?
I liked him though.
He
They're-
sold
they're
his
good.
dignity.
Take it like a champ,
$20
just for some figurines.
$20 an hour.
I wouldn't mind getting back into Hero Clix, but I think I'm done with the whole collectible
Yeah.
game thing. Like, it's nothing against, like, when I was a kid, I loved the stuff.
Mhm.
That was back when I didn't have money, and my
Yeah.
parents bought it all.
Oh yeah, it definitely changes when your parents stop buying you stuff.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
it's like, I want to buy some magic cards.
When you have to start
Shit,
paying
this is
rent.
expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I thought 40K was expensive, but Magic can be just as bad.
Well, yeah, because then you're like, I want to get some new cards, and you're like,
Oh, wait, that Black Gloves card, it's only like $10,000.
Yeah,
murdered
I
for it.
remember it was at one of the big, one of the big cons, and I was listening to a podcast. They're talking about it, and apparently at that con they had a Magic tournament, and overall the weekend, $50,000 worth of Magic cards were stolen. Like over
Jesus.
half the $50,000 was one guy's deck that he was borrowing from a friend.
I bet that friend was
That friend was
pissed.
Oh, yeah.
pissed.
Yeah.
How can you? How?
Hey,
Holy crap!
Hey, Sean, so I was at this tournament over the weekend with your cards you let me borrow, like a good friend. You're the best friend, by the way.
You know the one
So-
you sold.
By
your
the
car
way,
for?
that Black Lotus that you completely killed some guy for, it's gone.
and so are like 5 other cards that are worth like hundreds of dollars. And I think someone may have raped me.
I know how they'd have them. Like, I mean, some of the people are crazy who actually, like give a whole shitload of money.
Yeah.
Most of them, I'm pretty sure, are just people who played Magic way back when it started.
Are they just that expensive or what?
It's,
or that rare?
It's like
Some of
they're
them are, yeah.
rare because they're like some of the first cards.
Yeah.
Because there's like the alpha and beta sets, and I think that's where they were. And as well, it's just like they're old, they're not in print anymore, and they're just like ridiculously powerful cards.
Easy
I
to
figured with something like that, if a card's getting a couple hundred or more, wouldn't some Chinese company make them for 10 cents? Like I know a lot of Chinese, Russian companies make like knockoff cheap 40K figs, but
You'd think, but I guess not. Of course, it's also people know that there's only like a certain number of Black Lotus cards. So if someone came in and they're like, I got 4 of them, then it'd be like, yeah, those are obviously kind of fake. Or like, did you murder some people?
I murdered everybody.
But yeah, it's just people playing it for so long. They have those cards, that are like they're actually banned in, and like any kind of tournaments anymore, just because. Like with the Black Lotus, you don't have to pay anything. You put it down, and you can use it whenever you want for 3 mana. Like, using that, you can win on, like, the first or second turn.
gotcha.
Whereas, you have to wait, like, maybe 3 turns now to
See,
win.
That's another problem I had with card games, is that they would make all these awesome cards, and some of them, would be ridiculously overpowered. And they'd be banned. And my thought would be, 1... why would you make cards that are overpowered? And 2, even if they're overpowered, why would you just ban them in everything? I mean, why not even have a tournament where banned cards are okay, but you can only have, like, 1 of it?
Well, it's because even one of it would still make you win at no effort.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you had every banned card available, then you could kind of be balanced out, sort of. Like, I hated when Yu-Gi-Oh! Started doing the banned cards thing, because there were some cards I really fucking liked. Like, there was this Blackluster Soldier in the beginning, which let you remove cards and do all sorts of cool stuff. And the first time I heard it was limited, I'm like, okay, that's cool, I only need one anyway. And they got banned, like, what the fuck?
Well,
that was like the centerpiece of my deck, and now I can't even use it.
Exactly, it's like, cards that just, you can do anything with, and it's
But it
still
wasn't that overpowered compared to some of the other things they banned.
But they still banned them. And like, that's the thing, maybe they make the cards, it's like, it sounds cool. And, maybe they don't realize how ridiculously powerful it can be, and then afterwards, they have to do something about it, otherwise everyone's going to use it at every tournament, and it's all going to be the same.
See, that's why I don't do tournaments. Like, I am anti-ban rules. Well, it's like the Smash Bros. Tournaments, for example. I would love to, at least try one of those, but the fact you can't use half the stages and some characters, like, I think it's just Meta Knight, but at least someone is banned. It's like, I don't want to play in a game where half the content's being unavailable, so fuck that.
Well, maybe it's just because you can exploit certain things on some of the maps, and, like, this character on this map, and...
I think the biggest problem is just some maps are just, like, hard to play on because they're so unpredictable. But
in my opinion, hard for certain characters, and they want it just be even for both players.
But see, I don't give a shit, because in my opinion, the randomness of a stage and your ability to react to what the stage does is another way of measuring your skill to be able to play the game better.
But, say that F-Zero track, and you're playing, like, Bowser's slow as shit.
Well, you're going to play Bowser on that stage. That's another thing I consider.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like in tournament play, you're not top level with every character. You have characters that you like Mike was talking about earlier. He only plays like 3 of them that he was really good at versus Samus. It's like, and plus, like on a lot of them, stage death is kind of cheap.
Yeah, well,
so because nobody wants to lose by like the lava rising on the Metroid stage. You know?
Or the F-Zero
and plus like on some of that stuff, it takes away a character's main point. Like if you have a character who has a lot of range stuff, and yet the environmental effects force you to go close range, you're kind of taking away your character's main point.
Yeah, like the moving maps where it gives you just this little stage. Your range means nothing there.
Yeah, but I still argue that if you can't play flexibly to work around those kind of problems, then you're not measuring your skill properly. You're just playing on a flat, nothing happens stage. And
I mean, if someone plays like, say, Sonic, who's just really fast, so he can just get across the stage, and he can easily move up and down, like he's highly maneuverable, and you play against someone like Bowser, then like Sonic, the map doesn't really matter for him, but
at
for
the
Bowser,
same time, that's a bad matchup to begin with anyway.
But
but
Sonic,
then there's so much that you have to take into account there that a lot of characters aren't going to get used then.
Like say
because if you're saying about being flexible, well, you can't really be flexible with Bowser on a stage that you have to be fast on, so therefore you're not going to use him on that stage.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have if you go to another stage where you're in close quarters all the time, if you're already not going to use Bowser because he's not going to be fast, and you're not going to use somebody with range, so then you're going to have your top 10 players playing the same 3 characters. So that's not fun either, especially for people watching, seeing Sonic go up another Sonic.
Isn't that what ended up happening in Melee anyway, where it was just Marth, Falco, and that's about it?
But you did see some other characters up there too. Like, I mean, because that's the thing that happens a lot of time in like Street Fighter. Like when Street Fighter Third Strike came out, you saw basically a lot of people playing as Ken and Chun-Li, and then every once in a while you'd have the Hugo player that just completely wrecked house.
Yeah, like people use those because they think that they're the best, and then you have someone else who comes along and just wipes the floor with everyone playing some character that nobody thought would be good. Like with Brawl Minus, nobody ever played Diddy because they didn't like him, and then
I still don't really like him.
And then there's this one guy who came along and played Diddy and just completely raped everyone. Like just because of his bananas.
That's the reason why I hate him.
With bananas.
Like he was able to do some like ridiculous combo where he could pull out a couple bananas and then just chain throw them at you while moving at you all the way to the edge of the stage and then spike you. Like he could do that to any character because he was just that good with Diddy. And I mean he didn't need to do that, but that was just the funniest thing he could do. And everyone else would be playing whoever's amazing, like I don't know, Ganon or whoever the fuck else. And it's just this dude fucking playing Diddy Kong comes along and sticks a banana up his ass. What are you gonna do to that? Because then everyone wanted to play Diddy Kong just to be like that guy.
I still don't want to play Diddy Kong.
I don't either. I mean, I like the guys I play. They're fun.
Yeah, I just still can't get Diddy Kong. Like, the bananas annoy the shit out of me. Like,
I think
whether they're used against me or whether I'm using them and then they turn against me, they annoy the hell out of me.
I like using them because then you're just
But that's
like...
being flexible. You have to know not to fall into your own traps.
Yeah.
Or just not have a guy with shitty traps.
I like it when you're just like fucking chucking bananas at people and they get pissed because they're all tripping over your bananas and you're like, bananas.
Like, I think one of my favorite characters in Smash to play, who's pretty flexible...
Are we talking Smash Minus or just Smash?
Smash Minus, that's the only one I play anymore.
Okay. The one that's never used in tournaments.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there are Smash Minus tournaments.
Well, there are, yeah.
Which, in my opinion...
None recognized by MLG Gaming, though.
They're more interesting to
Yeah, well, I don't
watch.
recognize MLG Gaming.
I'm too MLG.
Me neither.
for MLG.
I'm OLG. But anyway, no, one of my favorite things to do is Snake, because I think he's pretty flexible in the sense that you can set up traps anywhere you want. You have remote mines, you have bombs, you get to have motion sensor things everywhere, shoot rockets. Like, he's got a wide array of things he can do to kind of just turn the battlefield into his own little death trap, pretty much. And not a lot of characters have that ability to do that. Like, I think with the newest update, Pikmin can sort of do that, but not to the same degree.
With Pikmin, at first he was like unique because he was tiny, and so for some reason people always had trouble because I like playing him.
I never had trouble hitting them.
But so a lot of people would have to say they had trouble hitting him, so they'd think it's unfair
Because they sucked.
But then you didn't have trouble hitting. I didn't have trouble hitting people who played him. But then they changed it and then they made him kind of normal sized again. And now they changed him so his Pikmin just kind of sit there wherever you move, and they'll kind of attack from where they are, or something. It's weird. So it's like you can kind of do that, but one nice thing is that you actually don't need Pikmin to fight with him anymore. Like, he actually has his own attacks if you have no Pikmin out, which is cool.
But I don't see the point in that anymore. Like, that was the selling point of Olimar and Pikmin was the Pikmin. I mean, with him being able to fight without him, it's like, what's the point? He's just another dude.
It's because, he's another dude, but his fighting is still, really unique because it's just so different from the other characters.
I still argue it's lost a little bit of its uniqueness.
Have you played him?
I've seen you play him, and he's still he just seems more generic than before.
I just think it's fun because you're fighting with Pikmin, then you're like, fuck it, kill them all. Then just start beating people with your face.
Still say the one thing I love about Brawl Minus is just the one improvement they made to Ganondorf, make him playable. Like in Smash Melee and in Brawl Vanilla, he is bottom tier or close to bottom tier, absolute garbage.
I hate tears.
No, he's not.
In Brawl he was. Like, a lot of people he is ranked bottom tier last I checked. And then Brawl Minus, he comes up, it's like, he is probably one of the most playable, easy to get into characters.
Well, except he's slow.
He's slow, but not as
He's
terribly
slow, but he does have more power, so...
Yeah, he has a lot more power, and he can instant kill anyone as long as they're retarded.
He could in Melee, too, so...
I don't think he's a little faster than Bowser is currently, but only a little bit.
Maybe, but at the same time, Bowser has the armor advantage.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know, my favorite was always Samus.
In the original game, yeah, she was a lot of fun.
I don't know, I liked her in Melee the most. Melee was great, because infinite bomb recovery, too, and plus, missile canceling was always a lot of fun.
I have to say, my favorites went from, the original was Fox.
My original was Ness.
Then for Melee, it went to... I think Fox and Marth.
For me, it was Roy. I didn't like Marth as much for some reason.
But then in Brawl, it changed to
Kirby.
I did like how they brought Kirby back to being
Kirby.
good.
Yeah.
It was still like Marth. Fox wasn't nearly as good because the tripping always fucked me up.
The chirping was the stupidest thing they could have done.
And then Captain Falcon, he just became pretty fun. And then in Brawl Minus, it's just well. Now all the people I liked are more fun.
Yeah.
This has gone on for
a while.
Yeah.
Parker should go ahead and call it here, and we'll go ahead and start the game on.
Sure.
Alright. Well, thanks for listening to our ramble on various stuff.
And things.
This is actually very incoherent this time around. So this is Aaron.
Russell.
Sean.
Adolf.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, thanks for listening to our very, very terrible person and the three of us talk about stuff.
Well, now we know which one was by himself in the corner.
Well, you have to think, who's the terrible one? Because there was one talking about the racist stuff in the beginning.
Okay, you're
I was educating people.
You're dragging us on. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week.
If it was being racist, I was telling people about other people's racism.
Black people.